Okay, so welcome everyone for this session about studying science, technology, engineering, and math in the United States. So we have special guests today from Texas Tech University. They will introduce themselves later on. So I am Céline Ouziel. I work for the Education USA office in Paris, France. Education USA is a network of advisors who help international students who would like to study in the United States. If you are French, if you live in France, you are welcome to contact me. Normally, you have already my email address. If you're not living in France, if you're not a French student, you can find your local Education USA Advising Center on the Education USA website that I will just write down on the chat box. So it's educationusa.state.gov, and there is a section called Find Your Advising Center, where you could get the contact information of your local advisor, and it's better to contact your local advisor because they will be able to answer you about degree equivalencies with your country, financial aid opportunities for your particular country. Okay, so now I pass the mic to Jennifer. You can share your screen now, and she will introduce herself and explain everything to you about STEM education in the USA.
Thank you so much. Hello everyone. Bonjour. My name is Jennifer Wang. I work as International Mission Helper at Texas University. So today I am going to talk about the STEM education in the United States and a little bit more about Texas Tech University. And it's also my great honor to have the academic advisor from the College of Engineering here today to talk about more about the programs that they offer. So I will let Gracie introduce herself and go ahead and start it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gracie Quintana. I am the Chief Academic Advisor for the Whitacre College of Engineering at Texas Tech University. I have a group of about 13 academic advisors just in the College of Engineering who are ready to help with any questions you may have. I look forward to giving you information later on in the program.
Awesome. So first of all, let's take a look at today's agenda. So I will talk about the STEM majors, type of school, scholarships and tuitions, and institutional highlights. And today's session is going to be Texas Tech University. So first of all, just like Celine said, mentioned a little bit, STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. So as you can see here, there are a few different majors that are included in each of the fields. But there are dozens of majors that you can choose from that are in the STEM field. So there are just a few options here. So for science, to study biology, chemistry, physics, and for engineering, to study major like computer engineering, chemical engineering.
Excuse me, Jen. There are several people who are not really hearing you. Apparently, your sound is really low. Can you maybe?
Sure. Let me. Hello. 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 Okay, give me 1 second. Hello, can you hear me now? Is it better?
I think it's better, yes.
Hello? Can you all hear better now? Better? Okay. All right. So, I could restart it since we just started a little bit. So, I was talking about the agenda that we're going to have today. So first of all, I will talk about STEM majors, type of institutions, scholarship and curations, and also institution highlights. So today we're going to talk about Texas University, which has one of the best engineering programs in the United States of America. So first of all, STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. So as you can see here, there are a few different majors that are included in each field, but there are dozens of majors that you can choose from in the STEM field. There are just a few options listed here. So for science, you can study major like biology, chemistry, physics, and for the engineering program, you can study major like computer science, chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, and in the technology field, you can study major like business analytics, data science, information technology, and in the mathematics field, you can study major like business statistics, something like that. So you may be wondering why should I get a STEM degree? So why would you interested in doing a degree in the STEM field? So the reason is very simple, is because there are tons of job opportunity in the STEM field. So let's have a look at the statistics first. So 73% of STEM jobs require a 4-year degree. And this number is projected to go up. And this just means if you are very interested in any of this STEM field, it is very important to look into higher education at a 4-year institution. So statistics shows that occupation in the next 7 years in the STEM field are expected to increase by 8%. And it is compared to about 3.7% for all other occupations. So what this means is that the STEM field is projected to increase. So there will be more jobs in the STEM field within the next 7 years. So this is means it will be a great field for you to look into because they're going to have many great job opportunities. Especially in the computer field, some computer occupations such as information security analyst, software developer, and also computer science are projected to grow 11.5% by 2029. And this is the great growth of all the STEM-related fields. So when we talk about undergraduate versus the graduate, there are lots of key differences. So we will begin with undergraduate. So an undergraduate education need a high school education or a high school diploma. So you have to finish your high school education before you can move on to an undergraduate degree. So an undergraduate degree is a 4-year degree that typically students will study full-time, and it is usually about 12 credit hours. So if you are planning to study in the United States, full-time status is 12 credit hours as requirements, especially for international students. And after you complete your undergraduate degree, if you want to continue with your education, you could move on to your graduate degree. So to get a master's degree, you must have a bachelor's degree. So, for example, Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science, and it's normally take about 2 years to complete. So it's a little bit shorter because it's more specialized with what you are learning. Full-time for graduate students is usually 9 credit hours. You may wonder, what can I do once I get a degree? So there are really 2 different paths you could take once you get your bachelor's degree. So The first one is you could move on to get your master's degree or get into the field of work that you're studying. So if you decide to get a master's degree, for example, you can get Master of Science in Engineering, Master of Science in Computer Science. In Texas Tech, we have over 100 master's programs for students to choose from. Or you can decide to work in the field of study. So your undergraduate education can prepare you well to enter the industry. One thing is also important is when you are in your undergraduate study, you need to find an internship. So typically students can have one or multiple internships during their full year of study. So jobs are really look to hire students who have a real job experience. And often you can get the real work experience as well. So through internship, you could network. So you could potentially could be hired on for full-time work. You do a great job in your internship. It will allow you to have career development, experience the professional atmosphere before you graduating from your undergraduate degree. You will also get some personal growth because you can determine which different type of job you would like to do in your field. It will give you a great competitive edge on a resume. So for example, if you are completing an internship, often job will look at your resume to see if you have the real work experience and often wants to hire you over a student who does not have an internship experience. So also another thing is internship within engineering and STEM fields could be very highly paid. So there's a chance if you get internship over summer, you can get a good amount of money over the internship. So my coworker from the College of Engineering will talk about more about that area. Another thing is 72.2% of college graduates with internship experience got a job offer, in contrast to 36.5% for those who didn't complete it. You might be wondering, how can I find those internships? So some university in the United States will help you find those internships, such as career fair on campus. So career fair where many companies will come to our campus and looking to offer internships to students. Your chance of having a paid internship are more likely higher in the STEM field. So also some university will have their company partnerships. They may have companies that continually hiring or giving internships to that university's students. So if you are looking for a university, it is important to know what type of partnership exists at that university. So for example, here at Texas Tech University, the College of Engineering has two career fair each year. And those recruiters from those major companies such as Apple, Microsoft, also Tesla, they're willing to send their recruiter to join our job fair. Sometimes they offer internships, sometimes they offer full-time job on site. And also, we're also a research university. So research institutions, they normally have a strong relationship with reputable companies. Another thing is the type of institution. So there are many differences between the universities in the United States. At this moment, there are 4,360 institutions in the US. So it is important that you know the differences between the universities before you decide where you want to attend. So in the United States, there are larger and smaller institutions. So for example, Texas Tech is a large public institution. We currently have over 40,000 students enrolled. And also we are the second largest campus in the nation. So even though we have large student population and large campus, we still maintain a 20-to-1 student to teacher ratio. So that means you will get one-on-one attention from the center and your problem will be answered. And we also have a solid sports spirit around campus. Our athletic department sponsors tons of championship for us every year. And if you are a big fan of sports, here at Texas Tech, we have tons of like student club, and also we're a part of NCAA. So all the sports games are free with your student ID too. Also, I would like to talk a little bit more about the private institution versus public institution. So first of all, the tuition-wise, normally the private institution are more expensive than the public institution. And normally the private institution is smaller than the public institution. And public institution has a wider variety than the private institution. Also, another thing is prestige. So normally the private institution has a higher prestige over the public institution, but it does not necessarily to correlate it to the quality of the education that you are receiving. And also, normally public institution offers more degrees than private institution. So, okay. And one thing that you need to ask yourself all the time is, do you know what programs you are interested in? And you go from there, find an institution to see if they offer the program that you're interested in. Another one is you also want to be aware of the urban versus rural schools. So you will see in this slide, there are two pictures here. So we have thousands of institutions, and many of them are in big cities, and many of them are also in the rural area, or what we call that college. So just to make sure you know what type of area you want to live in, but typically the cost of living in rural area in college town is much lower than in those big cities. So another thing. So for those who have not traveling to the state of Texas before, we are the second largest state in the nation, and also economic-wise. So if the state of Texas were a country, we will be ranked number 10 economic-wise around the world. So as you can see this map, we have two coasts. We have the New York City area and the Los Angeles area. So the Los Angeles is going to be very warm, and as you get more towards the south, where you see the green area. So this is where Texas, the state of Texas. So their summer is going to be very warm, but you still can feel the 4 seasons. So just so you know that wherever you're applying for the school, you need to be aware of the climate and what temperature is in that area. Also, the type of aids, there are tons of scholarships that you can apply for whenever you decide to study in the United States. So first of all, there are many institutions. So you may be eligible for a scholarship from that institution, but normally international students are not eligible for the U.S. federal aids. There are also some other aids that you can apply for example, your home country government scholarship, or you can apply for some loans through home country financial institutions, or you can get a sponsorship through family or company that you're working with. Also, you also want to be aware of the campus resources of the university that you're applying to. So you want to make sure each of this area listed here are supported at the university that you're applying to. The first one is the housing bonus. Do we have the counselor here on campus? So sometimes we have noticed that the first year college experience could be overwhelmed for some students. It's definitely not just for international students, it's for like all the students. So if you are feeling a little bit stressful and you want to talk with someone, we definitely have the services here and also the support. So for example, do they have on-campus housing? Is there any dining option in the university that you apply to? And also we have the advising or the career services. And also academics wise, if they have supports in terms of academics. So we have, for example, here at Texas Tech, we have the free academic support and tutoring. And also our library, all the facilities in the library are free for students to use. But for printing, it's probably going to charge a really small amount of money. We already talked about the accommodation. I would like to talk about a little bit more about the housing option. So here are some positives about living on campus versus off campus. So when you live on campus, all of your expenses are typically included in the cost of living, such as your meal plans, your accommodation, your like heat, meal plan, or Wi-Fi, everything. So to make sure you understand if those are included or not included in your on-campus accommodation. So living on campus can also help you promote your social life. So basically, you will have access to the event and be around with others on the same floor in your residence hall. And this will provide you with a great connection and to make friends. And obviously it's much shorter commute. So if you live on campus, you really don't have to drive anywhere to get your classes. Usually you can just walk from your residence hall in order to get into this class. But definitely there are a few other opportunities that if you decide to live off campus, you definitely will have more privacy. So normally, typically you will have 1 or 2 roommates, and you're not in the residence hall that which has hundreds of people living there, and you can have a year-round housing. So typically you can sign on this with an apartment for 12 months of housing. So if you live on campus, typically it's only about 9 months of the length of the school years. So also you will have, for example, the kitchen area. Not all the residence hall attendants that equipped with the kitchen area. So definitely if you love cooking and you want to have more privacy, definitely off campus, living off campus could be a good opportunity. Scholarships and tuitions. Yeah. So basically, we're talking about the cost of tendency. So normally it means the cost of tuition, living expense, and house insurance. So you have to show the proof of finance for a whole year cost of expenses that you can cover that. So whenever you get admitted, you need an I-20, then we need to see the proof of finances. Also, it is mandatory for international students to have the house insurance. So basically, the average cost of house insurance for students is between $1,500 to $3,500. Also, the rent, the monthly cost of living could be range from $700 to $1,000. Also, transportation. So here at Texas Tech on the bus, we have the city of Lubbock offer the bus, and it is free for students to take. And but if you, for example, live in the big cities, those are normally not free. So you probably gonna spend around $40 to $100 on transportation yourself. Also, about food is around $250 a month. But that is just estimated average. And also, if you, for example, wants to watch a movie with some friends, wants to do some hiking, outdoor events, they might charge you some amount of money. So it definitely depends on the individual. All right, institution types. So we will talk about, it started from here. So first of all, like I mentioned before, we are located in Lubbock, Texas, which in the West Texas area. So Lubbock is the home of Buddy Holly, which is a legendary country music star. So it is quite easy for you to find a live music event in Lubbock. We have a little bit over 250,000 residents here in Lubbock, more than 25 venues, parks. So another thing is about Texas Tech University. So like I said before, we are a Tier 1 research university, which is the Carnegie classification and the highest research management at a university. So that means those major companies such as NASA, they are willing to donate money to us to do research for them because they really believe what we're doing here. And also we have 21 to 1 student to teacher ratio. So it is something really good for a public institution. You still can get the one-on-one attention from your professors. And also 99% of our graduates find employment, join the military, or attended a graduate school within 6 months of graduation. Also at undergraduate level, we have over 154 ones. And at graduate level, we have over 100. And at doctorate level, we have over 60 programs for students to choose from. So for our large university like us, students definitely can find a good fit in here. So here are the 10 academic colleges that we have. Also, we have the School of Law, School of Medicine, and also the Health Science Center. So as you can see, those are the 10 colleges that we have. So our College of Engineering, Ms. Gracie going to talk about a little bit more about that. But for example, the College of Art and Science, which is also the largest college that we have on campus, they offer us over 90 degrees. You somehow gonna take a course from there. So you can study majors such as physics, chemistry, biology, things like that. And also at the College of Education, you can study majors like the elementary school education. You can get a free iPad from them. So because we really want you to report your class, and whenever you graduate, you already have the experience. Now I'm gonna pass it to Gracie. So she will talk about more about the degree that offered by the College of Engineering.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for attending today. And so, like Jennifer said, I will be covering some of the information on the College of Engineering.
We do. You're muted. We cannot put up. Or it's just...
Okay, can everyone hear me okay? Okay, so we do offer for our majors 10 different ABET accredited programs, and ABET stands for the Accrediting Board for Engineers and Technologists. Whichever university you decide to attend in the United States, if it is an accredited program, you want to make sure that you check for that. It's going to make a difference once you get your degree, because employers will look to see that your degree is accredited. So make sure you check into that. Texas Tech University College of Engineering is an accredited program, all 10 of our majors. Our major credit hours average from 126 to 154 hours in our environmental engineering program. And that is because all environmental engineers are required at minimum to attain their master's degree. We average, Jennifer talked about 12 credit hours being the average to get you to a full-time status in the College of Engineering, because you do have to complete 126 to 154 hours. We average more about 16 to 18 hours a semester, recommending about 15 hours and utilizing your summer semesters to help bring some of that course load down. We do have accelerated BS to MS degrees, meaning that in your senior or your fourth semester, you start taking graduate level courses that will apply both towards your bachelor's and your master's degree, so that we minimize the time that you have to spend acquiring that master's degree. So the 10 programs we have are going to be chemical engineering, computer engineering, which is different than computer science. Computer engineering is going to be more the hardware and electronics, while computer science is going to be more of the software and applications. We have electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, environmental engineering, construction engineering, industrial engineering, and petroleum engineering. For our minors, we do offer minors in 6 different departments, and I have those listed there. The only program that does not offer a minor is going to be petroleum engineering, simply because they are already at high hours. All our minors range in 18 to 21 hours in addition to your major hours. So that's going to add an additional 18 to 21 hours in your coursework. You may also elect to pursue a minor outside of the College of Engineering. So for example, because our computer science and most of our engineering students take a minimum of 18 hours within their degree, if they finish one more class in the math area, they will automatically receive that math minor. So that's going to be a simple minor to acquire. Most of our students will declare that math minor and then pursue a third minor just because that math minor is already included in the hours they're working towards in their major. Hey, I'm sorry, it's not advancing. Jennifer, can you do that? All right. Our enrollment and diversity. I think this is really important to address and kind of talk about. For the fall of 2022, this past fall, we had a little over 6,000 students enroll in engineering alone. As Jennifer told you, we have over 40,000 students on the campus. 6,000 of those were new to the College of Engineering. We had 4,621 undergraduate students and about 1,400 new graduate students. When she talked about the ratio of student to faculty, we have a total of 224 faculty and instructors, and that is not including our part-time instructors who we bring in, who are usually doctoral students who teach for us. For new first-year students from high school, our Hispanic enrollment is right around 27%. Our African-American enrollment is 5.4%, and our Asian enrollment is about 5%. We have male enrollment of 83.2%, and our female enrollment, we have worked really hard on increasing and supporting. The national average of female enrollment in STEM programs is 13.7 in the US. At Texas Tech, we're a little bit higher because we work hard on supporting our female students. We're at a 16.8% enrollment. What is unique about the College of Engineering at Texas Tech? We do require an international experience, so that's going to be a study abroad. However, for our international students, you're already here as an international experience, so we don't require that of our international students unless they want to complete a field of study for a while within a summer session, maybe to a third country. So if our international students want to participate, they're certainly welcome to do that. We do have a foundational curriculum within the first 3 semesters of your time with us, where we make sure you have small class sizes of 49 students or less. Again, we are a culturally diverse population, as we went over some of those numbers. And we do provide in-house undergraduate services such as tutoring, mentoring, and internal scholarships. We do have embedded resources like a mental health counselor that is dedicated only to our engineering students to make sure our students are holistically well. We have an 88% retention rate from our first year to our second year. We also have an 89% job placement rate, and that is self-reported and excludes students who choose to move on to graduate school. We do have a job fair twice a year, in the fall and in the spring, and we encourage students from their first semester with us to start attending that job fair for several reasons, and we'll go through some of that here in a minute. We are a top 20 school preferred by recruiters according to the Wall Street Journal. And again, we do have those career fairs that we'll discuss here in a minute. Another thing that is unique about Texas Tech University is that we have some of the best teaching facilities in the world. We have a Center for Nanophotonics, a Center for Pulse Power, a Valero Chemistry Lab. They do sponsor that lab wholly, Assembly Line Production Lab, a Controls Lab, and we are one of 2 campuses in the United States that has an oil field technology center where we have a working pump jack as well as a working drilling rig. So we are one of 2 that has that available to our students to practice if they are petroleum engineers, chemical engineers, computer engineers, because more and more our petroleum industry is recruiting engineers of all sorts, including our petroleum engineers who are highly sought after. Our reputation. Here are some of the companies. As we discussed, we have a dedicated career services and job placement office. They work closely within the industry to put on our job fair twice a year. These are some of the companies that not only come to our job fair, but seek out actively many of our graduating engineering students. As you can see, they're going to be well-known names: Samsung, Hewlett-Packard, ExxonMobil, Google, General Motors, Frito-Lay, ConocoPhillips, Dell Computers. So we have many, many companies who come in. This last fall, we had 270 companies from throughout the United States who came to Texas Tech to recruit our students who are graduating. We encourage everyone to attend starting their first semester here with us. The reason for that is because these companies come back year after year and they start to take note of who attends these job fairs at the freshman level. They will then start offering internships to these students who have made the effort to attend the job fair from year 1. So those are the students that they want, the ones that are going to get involved early. We do encourage our students to always attend those job fairs, even if you're not actively looking, because you may find an internship. And I will turn it back over to Jennifer. She's going to go over a few more slides and information, and I will be happy to answer any questions afterwards if you have specific questions about the College of Engineering.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the information. So let's talk about a little bit more about your life here at Texas Tech University. So we currently have over 550 student organizations, and over 80 of them are international. We have over 30 over 19 residence hall on campus and over 30 on-campus dining options. And also, normally we have the learning community residency hall. That means normally in the second floor, you will have 24/7 study rooms. So that's something that we offer to our students. And also, as international students, we do have tons of support services. The first one is the hotel partnership program. Since the dormitory move-in has a specific date. So due to the flight availability, somehow you arrive earlier. So we have worked with the Visit Lubbock. They offer some special hotel rate for our international students. And also we have the Walmart rooms. So whenever you arrive, our volunteers gonna take you to the Walmart to buy some necessities. Also, we have the airport pickup service. You also need register for that. Also, the international student group. We have tons of Instagram, Facebook group for students to interact with current international students. And also we have 80 international student organizations. Also, one of the most important event that we have for international students is called Cultural Festival. So the whole community, we get together to celebrate the diversity that international students bring into our campus. We also have a program called Global Guides. So basically, it's the program to connect you with the current international students. Also, we have the ISSS counselor. So their main job is to maintain your immigration status valid. There are certain rules that international students need to follow. For example, as undergraduate student, you have to take 12 credit hours to maintain the valid F1 student status, things like that. Also, I hope you are a little bit excited about Texas Tech University. So now I am going to talk about the scholarship that we offer to international students. So as you can see on this chart, this is our estimate cost of tenancy. As you can see, the non-resident part, the $41,415 is for the student who reside out of the state of Texas. So it is also covers for a whole year. So it includes everything: tuition fees, living expenses, books, and health insurance. So once you get at least $1,000 competitive scholarship, you will be eligible to pay in-state tuition. So basically, once you get a scholarship, you will not only get the scholarship amount itself, but also the out-of-state tuition waiver. So we can see that's $29,145 is the amount before the scholarship amounts kick in. So let's have a look at the scholarship. So for new first-time students, the competitive scholarship called Presidential Merit Scholarship. Basically, if you can provide us the qualifying high school rank and test score, and you get admitted by the priority deadline, you will be guaranteed to get a certain amount of scholarship. So let's say you are ranked top 15% in your class, and you get 1260 SAT, and then you will be eligible to get $2,000 a year and in-state tuition. So here you can see your whole year cost of tenancy will be around $27,145. And this scholarship is renewable up to 8 terms. So pretty much all of the time here. And we were just talking about $2,000. So as long as you maintain a 3.0 GPA plus 30 TDU hours for a whole year, you will be eligible to renew this scholarship. And if your high school does not assign a class rank, we have an internal system that can convert your GPA to the US 4.0 GPA scale, and at the same time, assign you a class rank. And 95% of our international students does get this scholarship. So for international transfer students, so that means you have already attended a university or a college after you graduate from high school. So the scholarship, the competitive scholarship for international transfer student called Proven Achievers, the qualifications are 60 transferable hours plus 3.5 GPA. And then you will get $4,000 a year plus in-state tuition. And it is also renewable. So as long as you maintain the 3.25 GPA plus 12 credit hours, you will be eligible to renew the transfer student scholarship. And now let's do the Q&A. So if you have any questions for us, we would love to help you with that. So and also this is our QR code. So if you want to stay connected with us, feel free to scan this QR code. And our admission officer, we offer one-on-one meeting to our student right now. So we are excited to work you through the whole process here. So now let's have a look at the questions.
So I see that Gracie's has answered to some of the questions directly on the Q&A, but there's a question about health insurance. The cost that you indicated, is it by month or by year? Jennifer, we lost you.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. There are some technical issues here. So, so let's look at the question and answers.
It's about a health insurance. The cost that you indicated for Texas Tech, is it a cost by month or is it
for a whole year? It's for a whole year.
Okay, good.
And whenever you arrive on campus, we're gonna have the international student orientation. So it's a whole day event. You will get to know more about the scholarship information, like the coverage, everything at this orientation.
Okay, there's a question specific to the French high school system, which is very different from the American high school student system. In France, we do have to choose specialties from, I would say, 10th or 11th grade. And some students will choose math at a rather high level and also physics and chemistry. Is it necessary to have done those classes in high school to get into a bachelor in engineering or not necessarily?
Not necessarily. What we will look at is for admission into the College of Engineering, we will look at the equivalency, obviously, through admissions, and Jennifer can answer a little bit more of that for general admission. But into the College of Engineering itself, we're going to be looking at a grade point average, even from our international high school. So what we do is we work with our international office to determine what is the equivalent of the US grade point average that we're looking for. So if they meet the equivalent of that grade point average that we're looking for, then they're admitted into the College of Engineering. So that would be a 3.0 GPA, which is a US grade point average that we're looking for. So again, it would be something that we're looking for, and the second thing we're looking for is going to be whether or not a student is calculus ready, meaning that they've either taken a pre-calculus class or have passed a calculus class, whether it's in high school or in a junior college, or in this case, the high school equivalency from France. So that's what we would be looking for.
Mm-hmm. So Jennifer, are you familiar with the French grading system? So what would be the equivalent of 3.0, for example? Do you have a...
So what I know is we definitely do internal equivalency. So our admission counselor, actually the one who actually worked on students' application, we have the internal system to convert that. So far, I don't know the answer specifically, but we definitely do that. So.
Okay, so students themselves, they don't have to convert their French grades, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so they leave everything out of 20, which is the grading system in France. Okay, It's good to know.
So normally we ask for the original copy of the transcript and also the one with English translation. Both of those two things.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there's a question about SAT score. And there's also a question about where are Masters of Data Science, Operations Research, Artificial Intelligence delivered? Do you have this kind of master program at the College of Engineering, Gracie?
Yes, we do. We have a Master's of Data Science. Our artificial intelligence delivery is going to be more at the doctoral level. So you can certainly pursue that Master's of Data Science through the College of Engineering, as well as operations research. Data science, obviously, through our computer science program, and operations research is going to be through our industrial engineering program. The artificial intelligence, again, through computer science, but again, that is going to be at the doctorate level.
Yes. So be aware that some programs might only offer doctoral program, meaning PhDs, and not necessarily master's program. And the same person is asking about engineering diploma, and I think this person is probably studying in France, because in France we have what we call the grandes écoles d'ingénieurs, so offering special engineering diploma. Those are 5-year degree, but there's no such thing in the United States. You will not have separate engineering schools, or there are very few of them. I'm not aware of any independent engineering schools such as in France. It will be a college of engineering inside a university. And
Correct.
The first degree that you can obtain is a 4-year degree, right?
Correct.
Bachelor.
That's going to be a bachelor's.
Yes. And then the master is, as Jennifer explained, a 2-year program.
Correct.
There was a question about the SAT score needed to get into the bachelor's.
That's a great question. So I can help with answering that. So first of all, Texas Tech is adapting a test optional policy through the year 2025. But some students think the SAT cannot fully reflect their academic performance. So instead of giving us the SAT or ACT score, we need to see a list of supplemental documents, such as your resume, your personal statements, the recommendation letter, and the student who choose test optional also going to be considered for the scholarship. So there's no minimum SAT requirement for students, because we want to review all the application documents in a holistic review manner.
Correct. And the College of Engineering does the same thing. If they are not admitted through the admissions department, they will send that to us, and we look at it student holistically, again, at their recommendation letters, at their essays, any extracurricular information they want to provide to us. So we do the same thing. Admissions will look at them first. If they have a question about whether or not we want them in the College of Engineering, then we look at all that information to determine whether or not we admit a student.
I know there was a question also about pre-college summer programs, and you answered directly. But can you just tell us a little bit more about what is available for high school students?
Right. So if we're looking for high school students, we usually do not have anything online. We do have a summer engineering camp for our high school students locally, and they come in for a week and they spend time here at the College of Engineering. We take them through classes and we simulate what it will be like to take classes at the university level. However, they do not count towards credit towards a degree here at the university. So currently we don't have anything that can be taken online. What we do have is the opportunity for students to apply for the summer sessions. If they want to come in the summer, they can do that and take their classes starting in the summer as opposed to starting in the fall. So they would have to apply through the regular application, but they would just apply to start earlier in the summer as opposed to the fall semester.
Okay. So I think we answered to all the questions. So maybe you can leave your contact information in case the participants would like to reach out to you. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Thank you, Gracie. And I hope you will have some of the participants interested. So Jennifer just wrote her email address on the chat box. So don't hesitate to contact her in case you would like more information about Texas Tech in particular. If I repeat for those who were not, who did not attend the first minutes of the webinar. So I am Céline Nouziel. I work for the Education USA office in France. So if you live in France and you need advice, information about studying in the US in general, and not just Texas Tech, please reach out to me. I will leave my, again, email on the chat box again. So Kuziel at education, I cannot write, USA.org. If you don't live in France, I really recommend that you go to the educationusa.state.gov website on the section called Find Your Advising Center, and you will be able to find your local advisor who will give you more accurate information about opportunities to study in the US, and especially local government scholarships or maybe equivalencies. For example, I'm supposed to be an expert in the French education system, but I will not know the education system of other countries. So so please do contact your local advisors. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. I guess it's morning on your side, right?
Afternoon, yes.
Afternoon already. And thank you again.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.